Happy Monday to you. This is Motivation Monday for July 2nd, 2018. If you missed it somewhere in there, we are now halfway through 2018, if you can believe that. This past weekend, Saturday, I spent the morning in a meeting, a leadership meeting, working with a team coming together. We talked through 12 principles that will help the team come together and work more effectively. And one of those points that was in there was the idea that we put more of an emphasis on solutions rather than problems. It's easy to come in and point out all the problems, but working towards those solutions, that can be a little bit more challenging. Let's put that into application for everybody. What if in your marriage all you did was focus on what's the problems? If you just pick on the problems, how's that marriage going to go? What about with your kids? If all you do is pick on the problems and never present any solutions, never focus on solutions, never focus on getting your kids where you want them to be, how's that going to work? And in an organization like the church, if we only focus on the problems and we never work towards any solutions, where is that going to get us? You know, we've been studying John chapter 4 in our Bible class upstairs. Yesterday, the adults came over and joined us. Typically, it's just the high school and junior high students in with me. And of course, in John chapter 4, you'll remember that the story there is the Samaritan woman at the well. Okay? So we've got the Samaritan woman at the well. There's a history of the Jews and the Samaritans. You can go into that on your own. They did not get along. The text there in verse 4, where it said that Jesus needed to go through Samaria. That's interesting to look at on its own. But what we're going to focus on this morning is down here in verse 17, 18, 19, where Jesus talks to the woman about all her husbands. And so all this convinces the woman, I perceive that you are a prophet. And then she asks a question to Jesus. And some might say that she's trying to divert the attention away. Some might say, you're a prophet. I've been wanting to ask someone this question all this time. Okay? Multiple ways to view that. And so the woman asked her, our fathers worshipped on this mountain. And you Jews say that in Jerusalem is a place where you ought to worship. So she presents a question to Jesus. Whatever her motives were, there's a question. And so he could have gotten into debate about, where they should worship. But what he does is he presents a solution, a new solution. Woman, believe me, the hour is coming when you will neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship what you do not know. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. A solution, a new solution. One she might not have been able to come up with on her own, but instead of focusing on the problem, he gave a solution. Let me encourage you this week to look for solutions. Sometimes solutions require more questions. They require new questions, perspective on what you're dealing with. As your kids grow, you don't ask the same questions that you asked when they were 5. As your marriage matures, you don't ask the same questions that you did when you were a newlywed. And as the church faces new challenges in a new world, you can't ask the same questions that you did in 1950. The word stays true. God's message is timeless. But the world around us who so desperately needs this message of salvation and hope deserves new questions. How can we reach our friends, our neighbors, and the people in our community? Let me talk a little bit about what's coming up this week at Bridgewood. We have a busy week as always. Tuesday is going to be a full day of activity. Tuesday, we start Terrific Tuesday. That starts at 10 a.m. If you're a volunteer, please be there by 9:30. If you can be there by 9, that's even better. But 9:30, 10 is when the kids need to be there. We'll go till 1 o'clock. We're going to feed the kids a snack. We're going to feed the kids lunch. And so come for a fun morning into the early afternoon. If you're in our youth group, if you're a teenager, some of our younger college students, you can stick around for the afternoon. We have some activities lined up, some service opportunities lined up so we can go out and reflect God's light and love. So we encourage you to stick around because in the evening, of course, we have Summer Youth Series. Summer Youth Series this week will be at Keller. I'll be driving the bus this week, and we'll head over to Keller and listen to their new youth and family minister, Daniel Lang, present a lesson on the song that we sing, Mighty to Save, which is from the text in Zephaniah 3:17. Wednesday, of course, is July 4th. The offices will be closed, but we will have our summer series gathering that evening, so there is a meal that's planned. You can call up to the office today if you forgot to register for that. And then Dwayne Bryant from New York Avenue will be our speaker this Wednesday evening. Dwayne is a very, very intelligent speaker. And so don't skip out. There's plenty of opportunity time after summer series to get to your fireworks. I hear the city of Hurst has a really good fireworks show that starts at 9:30. You'd have plenty of time to get there after our gathering Wednesday evening. Be busy this week. Be busy this week looking for solutions, asking the right questions, perhaps looking at our issues and problems in a new light, finding solutions in the Word. God bless you this week. Reflect His glory and love. Have a great week.